Hi, my name is Ben Pauwels, and I'm the Chief Information Officer at the Executive Office of the President. I've worked for the White House for the past 23 years, and speaking today from a personal capacity, I'm greatly honored to talk to you and be part of the virtual reunion honoring the USS Indianapolis crew. I first of all would like to thank you for the sacrifice you, the survivors, and your fellow crew members made to ensure future generations enjoy the freedoms we do. I'm talking to you from the Cordell Hall Conference Room in the Eisenhower Executive Office Building, formerly known as the Executive Office Building. Cordell Hall, who hailed from the great state of Tennessee, and I understand Mr. Smith and Mr. Harrell, you are from the great state of Tennessee, was the longest serving Secretary of State in the United States history. On December 7, 1941, Cordell Hall received Japanese Ambassador Nomura and a Japanese special envoy who were delivering the Japanese response to the Hall note, and they met in this room. When they met, which was 2:20 in the afternoon here in Washington, the attacks on Pearl Harbor had begun about an hour and a half earlier. Secretary Hall angrily stated that the response was full of falsehoods and had the Japanese diplomats escorted from the building. The attack on Pearl Harbor, of course, brought the United States into World War II, a war that brought tragedy to many people and families, but showed the heroism of many fighting for their country and her allies. The USS Indianapolis was full of those heroes, and when she went down, so did a number of those gallant men. 314 survived in some of the harshest conditions one could ever imagine. Along with many Americans, I was only tangentially familiar with the USS Indianapolis and its plight. That was until I met survivor John Wilston, along with his guardian Sarah Vladeck and Kim Roller, on an honor flight from D.C. to Seattle. A plane load of America's greatest generation and Korean War veterans. It was an early evening flight, and I expected to sleep on this cross-country voyage after working all day. Instead, I had one of the most amazing experiences in my entire life. What I learned that evening through meeting Captain Wilston, Sarah, and Kim was the heroic and amazing tale of the USS Indianapolis, the secret cargo, the sinking, the quest for survival, and ultimately the rescue and return to America for the survivors. I can't even begin to imagine the trials and tribulations all of you went through over the years, but it has become apparent to me through you, the survivors, family members, and many great honorary survivors, that the story of the heroic Indianapolis crew, whether they survived or perished, will never be forgotten. Mr. Bray, Mr. Saleha, Mr. Crane, Mr. Harrell, Mr. LeBeau, Mr. Smith, Mr. Thielen, and Mr. Witzig, you represent what is great about this nation. I salute you and thank you and your crew members for allowing me to enjoy the freedoms that I do. Long live the Indianapolis and her crew. Thank you. It is truly an honor. God bless.